So with me having started over in the Hunter Call of the Wild, we are now level 22 and there is quite a few things that I already have figured out that is very different from when I started myself. One of the very big differences as a beginner, do yourself the favor and get a weapon pack. I would advise you, if you're only going to buy one, buy weapon pack 2, simply because you're going to get access to this gun right here, this Solokin. That is the equivalent of the 243, but it's a lot more powerful. You can take down pretty much any animal. If you do brain shots, you can even take down the buffaloes and such as well. But just having this extra power from a rifle that is pretty much ethical to shoot anything, it's gonna make a heaps of a difference compared to having the 243. And in Weapon Pack 2 you also get this Grilka drilling rifle carbon fiber. This is a bigger gun, and the good thing about any of the DLC guns, when it is a weapon pack gun, they are free in the game. You don't need any kind of rifle score, you don't need any kind of money to buy the weapon itself, but the ammunition does cost money. So what you want to do is basically shoot an animal. Any animal should do with the 243. Go to the first outpost that you find and pick up the Solokin. From there it's going to be such a different game. The 243 is okay, but it is by no means a good gun at all. So if any advice to a new player starting out, this is my best advice to you. Get Weapon Pack 2. If you have the means to, get Weapon Pack 3 as well maybe, just because the 30-06 is, I would say it's arguably better than the Grilka drilling shotgun. Now, if you have Weapon Pack 1 as well, you have a killer rifle for the ducks, but in Weapon Pack 3 you actually get a 22 pistol for rabbits and ducks as well, which is really good. But starting out, I would actually advise you to not really care unless you have an animal of max level. You can find the spreadsheet and such on Discord, but if you have an animal of max level, try to shoot it with the correct caliber, try to do a proper shot. But other than that, use as big a gun as possible. I'm pretty much shooting everything I see with the 300 Canning Magnum or the 30-06 Elegance. It does give me a little bit of punishment when it comes to experience and cash per animal, but what it saves you in terms of tracking animals by shooting it with a bigger gun, it makes it a lot faster to actually level up, way more efficient than if you were just doing a regular gun on the regular animal. Just overshoot it with a big caliber. Of course, you don't have to use the 300 on a poor little mustier. Just use something a little bigger than what's needed and the animal will go down a lot faster than if you shot it with, this is the 223. But it will die somewhat fast. I could have actually taken the time and done a proper shot. I didn't, and there is actually going to be a bit of tracking on this one. But you get the idea. Don't care too much about getting the right weapon for the right animal, at least if you're looking to level up fast. Now, if you're looking to play it the proper way and actually use the ethical weapons and such, be my guest, we have that in the spreadsheet as well, so you know exactly what weapons to use for what. And another thing as well is, don't worry too much about running around. Now, running does spook animals a lot further away, but as long as you're not playing Hyperion is a somewhat bad map for beginners because it's very dense and you can't see very far. Out here on Medved, you'll have these long stretches where you can actually see a ton of animals. I would say if you don't have any of the bigger guns, Parque Fernando, the southeastern part of Parque Fernando, you've probably seen it on one of my Twitch streams, is insane if you have the Solokin, because you got the Puma, you got the Red Deer, you got the Axis Deer, you got the Black Buck, everything falls easily to the Solokin. And that makes Parque Fernando really great. And you have these big open areas as well. So Parque Fernando would probably be my advice if you only have the Solokin. And do want to run around a little bit. Don't be too afraid of actually scaring animals. They will most likely come back. I'm not going to go very much into detail about the need zones, but there is 3 different ones and they are all active at different times. You can also find that on the Discord. But if you spook an animal out of a need zone, it will most likely return to the same need zone. When you have one of the bigger guns, Medved does become a powerhouse of a map, because you have the reindeer, you have the brown bear, and you have the musk deer, and if you hunt between 5 and 9, all of them actually drink at the same time. This is in the morning. You will find them all around the lakes pretty much, but I prefer that spot down here for reindeer and brown bear and musk deer. This spot over here is insane. If you get to the edge of here, you can pretty much see the entire stretch of land around, and it is insane because you're going to be more than 250 meters away, so you're not even going to be spooking very much of the animals when you're trying to shoot. And if you're not spooking, or if you're not even shooting in the direction of the animals, you might have different groups located different places around the ice. They're not going to be spooking, and you can just do a long shot on 300 meters and everything should be just fine. It is going to give you a monstrous amount of experience and cash. You've seen that on the Twitch streams. I've been doing that quite a lot, and it has been insane money wise. In terms of skills and such, I would advise you to put everything you got into getting this one as soon as possible. This is soft feeds. It basically just makes you able to come closer to the animals before you start spooking them. This one is a godsend as well, but one thing that I've had a lot of problems with was actually my heart rate. This endurance thing, especially because I'm running around as much as I am, is insane. I didn't know that it was so important to me until I realized I didn't have it anymore. The first thing you should be spending your cash on as well, in my opinion, it's not collars. Not if you're playing like I'm playing. I haven't bought anything but the reindeer collar, I think. Yeah, the reindeer collar is the only thing. The first thing I would advise you to pick up is the Hyperion Riflescope. Of course, pick up the ammunition for the guns that you have, but the Hyperion Riflescope is gonna make such a huge difference in terms of your quality of gameplay. The starter scope is just not good. I want to see if we can do another one of these as we progress a little further, but for now that should be pretty decent. Thank you so very much for watching.